So today we're looking at some of Neville Goddard's teachings, ones that will help explore the principles behind success, the mindset required to bring into reality that what you've dreamt about. As Vincent van Gogh said, he said, I dream of a painting and then I paint my dream. Just think about that for a second. He doesn't just paint something, he dreams of a painting in his mind and then paints that on paper or on a canvas in order to bring that into reality. So, what are the processes behind that? Neville Goddard talks about a number of different ways that we can build success, and we'll run through a few of those today. He says, firstly, that belief is the starting point. You have to believe first. Before anything can materialize, it must exist in your mind first. You must believe you're going to be a world famous actor. You must believe you're going to be a tennis player. You must believe you are going to be an author. And that's how you get started. You must believe that you're going to find a job abroad. That's the starting point. If you say that you're not something, I'm not a gym person, I'm not someone who gets out of their comfort zone, you've already lost. There needs to be a shift, even if maybe you haven't got any evidence of it at this point. You're capable of, I'm capable of becoming strong and healthy, like Mr. Smith. I'm capable of starting my own business. You already, if you tell that to yourself right now, you'll feel stronger as an individual. And that belief is what starts action. Because if you think, hang on a minute, yes, I am capable of doing this actually, you generate internal excitement and want to get started. Maybe you want to say to yourself that you're a successful entrepreneur, a confident speaker, an athlete, an author, and you're capable of actually achieving that. He then talks about imagination creating reality. Belief fuels action, then, doesn't it? It reminds us that everything begins in the mind first. The architect designing the house designs it in his head, then draws it, and then it's built. The author designs a book in their mind, and then it's written. You need to design your life, your projects in your mind before you finish them or before you start them. You should take a few minutes every day to vividly imagine your goal. Don't just see it, but actually immerse yourself in the scene. If you're planning on running a marathon, picture yourself actually running the marathon, getting to the start line, hearing the crowd, the adrenaline, getting through the finish line and looking at your clock and seeing the time that you wanted to get. You can do this with anything, and it's important to do so. Now, it's not just about imagination, it's about feeling, as Neville Goddard says, feeling is the secret. You need to evoke emotion. It's like a car without fuel, it's not going to go anywhere, and emotion is the fuel. Your subconscious mind doesn't respond to just empty words, it responds to feelings and emotions. It's like with sales, you need to evoke an emotional response in order to generate the sale. You can list off all the benefits, but unless that person feels emotionally invested, it's not going to work. And your mind is the same. Actually, when you are visualizing, feel the emotions going through your body. And Jimmy Pedro, a judo athlete, he said that he woke up half of the night sweating. He thought he literally felt like he'd been at the World Championships already, and his body knew he could do it. And this is what we need to do consciously, and not just wait for actual dreams, but create our own visions. Neville Goddard also talks about the assuming the wish fulfilled. Live as if you've already got what you want. If you accept that, you know what, I've already got the house of my dreams. I've already got the girlfriend that I want. Where's the fear then going to be? If you're going out thinking, well, do you know what, I'm pretty scared about my future, you're going to be scared to act. But if you know and you assume it's already happened and it will happen, where's that fear going to come from? It's not going to come from anywhere. You're going to go out confidently, like, do you know what? Even if it doesn't happen this time, I know it's going to happen, and this is just a learning curve. If you say you're an athlete and you're going to win, or you've already won the championships at the end of the year, in your mind, if you've actually felt that, you're going to train hard because you're going to say to yourself, well, actually, I've already won it, and in order to win it, or because I've won it, I've had to have trained in this way. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to eat nutritious food. You're going to cut off the alcohol, etc., and you're going to train consistently. People use affirmations all the time. Serena Williams used to say, pick it up and get it together when she was playing, because when you talk to your mind, it does listen. Many of us are just going through lives listening to what other people say to us, and that's not optimal. Now, Neville Goddard also talks about the power of revision. Now, we've had bad experiences in the past, a rejection or not being hired from the job, a bad presentation, or choking on the mic, as it were. But Neville says that we should relive those moments in our mind and correct the mistakes. Much like the Harry Potter film, if anyone's seen it, I think it's in the Half-Blood Prince, possibly, when they're trying to generate that memory, aren't they, about Voldemort and Professor Slughorn, in and put it into the Pensieve, and they know that the memory's been tampered with. And the reason that Slughorn did that is to protect himself, to protect his own psyche. And that's what we can do. We can change the old memory to say, well, actually, no, it went well. And it protects that confidence that you need. If you always think about that bad version of events, you're going to lack confidence. And if you lack confidence, then you're unlikely to want to tackle those challenges moving forward. So think of something that you've messed up on: interview, approaching, business idea, you name it. Try and go back over that memory and reconstruct it in a way that is beneficial to you. Now, you can't just do all this mental work. Action is the bridge that connects the imagination to reality, and I can't stress that enough. All of this mind work helps, but you need to take action. Sitting on a sofa, just using some of Neville Goddard's work is not going to help. It has to be aligned with action. You have to do things, otherwise, nothing will ever come to you. You can believe and wish as much as you want, but unless you're actually going to act along with that, there's not going to be any benefits. Neville also says that we need to have faith in the unseen. You don't necessarily need to see something to dream and understand it will come about. You may not see immediate results. Planting a seed, when you plant a bamboo stick, I can't remember the stats exactly, but it's something along the lines of it takes quite a number of years to grow, and nothing happens, and then it grows. I don't know, let's say a meter in 6 weeks. The question is, did the bamboo stick take 6 years to grow, or 6 weeks? A lot of the time you're building stuff in the background, you're planting seeds, you're writing books that aren't generating much income, you're building a podcast, you're building clients that you're not necessarily making much from at this point. But if you continue to water those seeds and nurture them and have faith that something will come of it, it allows you to continue to act. It allows you to continue to put focus on this particular idea. If you are wanting immediate gratification and nothing comes of it, you'll quit. You'll think, well, actually, I better put my time elsewhere and get in this job that's going to earn me 30, 40 grand a year. Not always the case. If you have faith in this unseen, you will continue to water those plants for those additional years. And actually, it might be after 6 years that finally the burst happens. You'll see that Neville Goddard, if you don't know of him, he's definitely worth listening to. But some of those are quite important, I think. He says, essentially, to sum it up, believe in your vision first of all. Believe in what you want. Use your imagination to create vivid mental rehearsals. There's a book actually by Lanny Bassam. He did that and won Olympic archery, I think it was, using mental rehearsal. Next, it should be feel as though the dream is already yours. Why are you not confident that you can attain it and will attain it? Assume you've already won. Rewrite your past with the powers of revision. If that one bad day, that one bad approach, that one bad presentation is sticking in your mind forever, change it. Change it like Slughorn did. Take consistent action and have faith in the unseen. And like I said at the start, as Vincent van Gogh said, I dream of painting or of a painting, and then I paint my dream. Just think about that. What have you created in your mind? Probably nothing. You have to get in your mind and create something and then build that in reality. It's like a computer program. You know, the CAD CAM, you have to design on that program what this, little plastic jig is going to look like. And then it gets vacuum formed. The same thing applies. So you need to think about it. You need to feel it. You need to work for it. You need to act on it and assume that everything will happen as you want it to. Only then can you act in pure confidence and win in the end.